to you?
Okay, so you understand, I had no help, no guidance back in the day. Like you were a cold call dude. Like you just picked the stock. Like you had nobody teaching you about how to select stock or portfolio management. And I stumbled on to the paper at a 7-Eleven, and I was at the top of a copier box. I would take the lid off and I'd cut all the mini charts out and I'd tape them in there. And I found that the same stocks over and over, I would line, they keep going. I'm like, oh my God, this. And then I found there was a book, and then I read the book, and then
What version was that? What color copy? Or you've got it right here.
hardcover, bro, old school. I mean, this thing is a dino. I'm looking at how young Bill looks on the cover.
Yep.
But oops, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
And I started to, so there's a paper depot in my little town that I live in, and I would drive there at midnight to get the next day's paper, and I would read it in the parking lot till 1 a.m. So I'd already read the paper before he went to bed, and then I'd go to bed at 1, in the office, at 8 before the open. And I was a loser back then. I would like get a money magazine and read an article. I was doing what my dad did, which was big in biotech. And there was a big biotech cycle right when I got started. So it worked great. And I didn't understand that cycles didn't go on in perpetuity. And so they all blew up. And I read the book and I started to cut my losses.
And was that a turning point for
massive, gargantuan? Because everybody picks some good ones, but everybody picks some bad ones. And if you don't take care of that, you can't make any progress. It was a defining moment because I just didn't draw down from a cash position. And then I started to use better selection criteria. And it just was like a miracle. I mean, I went from a complete loser to I started to make better mistakes.
Right.
And that was the genesis of it all. But I literally owe everything to Can Slim, and specifically to Bill, who, like, he really paid attention to me, even when I was just like a guy going to his little classes, which were game changers. And I started to go, I think I went to my first class with Bill in like 94-ish. I can't really remember, but I went to see him at 2 to 3 times a year, every single year, for like 20, 30 years. So I paid to go see Bill 60, 80, 90 times. And then I became an institutional customer when I opened my first hedge fund in 2004. And part of the deal was I had to have 4 or 5 calls a year with Bill. And he would call me. Well, before that, I would have bad trades.
Yep.
And I'd talk to him. He'd be like, okay, print a chart and mark it up, why you bought it, where you sold it. And I'd FedEx it to him. He would mark them all up. And I have these. They're, to me, like gold. And he would send them, and we'd have a call and say, this is where you screwed it up, kid. And I even have specifically these handwritten notes on Shakeout +3 with Apple Computer that I sold in after hours on a gap down that it turned around and went to Mars. I just, off the tangent, I have made every